Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm out here. I want to talk about the tire chains a little bit. And Gus wanted to join us. What's up, Gus? Say hi. Yeah? He's like, yep. Alright, so I want to talk about these tire chains. I mentioned these in my recent storytime video, and a lot of people were curious about it. I want to address two things. The first thing, people were mentioning legality of chains, and a lot of people were saying that they're illegal. Of course, YouTube is worldwide, so certain countries, certain counties, certain states, you know, just they have restrictions against them. Here in Pennsylvania, there is no restriction on tire chains. In the description box, I'm going to provide a link to AAA's website, which states this. The only exception in Pennsylvania is if PennDOT, and PennDOT is the company that runs road services and stuff, if they specifically restrict the usage for a specific reason, like a specific type of storm or situation. But basically, they're allowed, and there's no restrictions. I was looking, some other states have different time restrictions and, you know, different stipulations, but it looks like there's a lot of states in the US that do allow these. Some people may have misinformation. I wouldn't just go by what AAA has to say. Of course, they're, you know, they know a little bit about what's going on with the road and vehicles and laws and stuff, but of course, like anything else, I would get information from a variety of different sources before you consider it to be true. But yeah, they're totally fine. You can see lots of snow going on. The roads are beginning to get plowed, which is nice, so I'll probably end up taking these chains off soon if I end up going out today again. But they saved me this morning. You know, it was snowing really hard, and the salt trucks were going around, but no one were plowing yet because there wasn't enough snow, you know, so without these chains, I would not have gotten around. Another thing people were saying is to just get winter tires, and I completely agree. I would like to get a dedicated set of good winter tires for the front of this vehicle, but this year I didn't have the money for it. So this was, again, a $60 option as opposed to a couple $100 to get some snow tires. Even if I got them used, it would have been more expensive than this. So next year, I would like to get dedicated snow tires for the front of this car I can pop on, you know, just for the winter season. But anyway, I just want to show you these real quick. If you're not familiar with these, you can see they have kind of like rollers, okay? So these little steel beads do roll with the tire, but it also gives lots of grip. And these are the tensioners. You don't have to get these, but I would recommend them. It just keeps it nice and tight around the tire. Basically, you throw these things on the ground, you roll over it so your tire's sitting on the middle of it, and then they connect over here. You can see that there's, you know, braided steel wire, all right, and then there's these square kind of beads on there. It goes through this kind of L bracket and then locks in place, and then you know, you can of course fasten the extra part down as well so they're not bopping around. But yeah, that's how these work. And they just, you know, this one's a simple one. Again, I think the brand's Cobra, but you can see the style here. It just goes straight across the tire, you know, every probably 7-8 inches or so. There's other ones that crisscross and make X's, and they're probably even better. There's a variety of them, you know, just depends on how much you want to spend. But yeah, I mean, they've really helped me out. I can't stress enough how good they were for me in my situation. The best situation is to just stay off the roads when they look like this, but you know, not everyone has that option. It just depends. If you got to go to work, you got to go to work. You know, I do obviously recommend, you know, buying food and, you know, whatever you need before storms happen, but sometimes you just get hit and you're not prepared. So it's good to think about that stuff before it happens. But if you guys are in the market for these things, you know, look at your local laws. But, you know, after doing a little more research, I find that there's more places that allow these things that people don't even know about. There's a lot of people who think that they're illegal by word of mouth. You know, instead of trusting what your neighbor says or someone in your family, it's good to just look up these laws for yourself. You might be surprised. Maybe you think that they're not allowed where you live, but they are. They really did save me, so I'm happy I got them on here. And of course, the other side is identical. And with these tensioners, they do stay in place. They don't shift at all. So I do recommend that. For an extra $10, it's worth it. All it is a bungee cord. You can see just a star shape, and it hooks on. You just got to make sure the hooks are facing outward. The one thing to note too, with these is that there's always a possibility of scratching the hell out of your rims. All right, so if you're one of those people that have $3,000 rims on your car for some reason, because you got the money or you just are into cars that much, you know, this metal rubbing on there probably will scratch it. For me, I really can care less. I'd rather not crash the car. I don't mind if I get a couple scratches on my rims. So anyway, that's all. I'm gonna head back inside and try to stay warm, and we're gonna get hit with some more snow. And when we do, I gotta come out and shovel again. Actually, grab this shovel so no one steals it, just in case. You never know, right? Right, Gus? You know what I'm saying? Yes, you do. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. You know, feel free to leave a comment down below. I'll certainly read it and respond. But I do appreciate all the suggestions. Like I said, I mean, a lot of people did say in private messages, you know, I should get some snow tires, and it is great advice. And you know, I do plan to save up and get some snow tires for next season. That, or maybe save up even more and get myself you know, a winter vehicle, something beat up, but something that's going to get me through the snow. So that's all. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you soon. Take care.